This is Apba Brian welcoming you to the 1941 World Series pregame show. Chicago is certainly ready for this spectacle of sport. They have the bunting out. All the teams are lined up in the order that they finished in the tournament. And then later we'll take a look at how the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs made it to this series. But first, let's meet some of the players who will be starring in this 1941 World Series. For the visiting Chicago Cubs, Stan Hack, Phil Cavaretta, ace pitcher Claude Passot, Bill Nicholson, and Bill Lee. And the stars for the Chicago White Sox, Joe Cool, Luke Appling, Johnny Rigney, ace pitcher Thornton Lee, and manager Jimmy Dykes. Here are the starting lineups for today's Game 1 of the World Series. Leading off and playing right field for the Chicago Cubs, Phil Cavaretta. Batting second at second base, Lou Stringer. Hitting third and playing third base, Stan Hack. Batting fourth and playing left field, Bill Swish Nicholson. Batting fifth and playing first base, Babe Dahlgren. Batting sixth and playing center field, Nicholas D'Alessandro. Batting seventh and catching, Clyde McCullough. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. Warming up in a bullpen and pitching, Bill Lee, grade C, pitcher with a Z modifier. Here's the starting lineups for the home Chicago White Sox. Leading off and playing second base, Bill Knickerbocker. Batting second at first base, Joey Cool. Batting third in right field, Taffy Wright. Batting fourth at shortstop, Luke Appling. Batting fifth in center field, Mike Krivich. Batting sixth in left field, Merle Hogue. Batting seventh and catching, Mike Tresh. Batting eighth and playing second base, Cab Calloway. Batting ninth and warming up in the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox, today's pitcher, Eddie Smith, grade B with a Y modifier. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of how these two teams reached this series. Here's the pitch to Taffy Wright. 61 is a 40. That's an error on the second baseman Ray Mack, and it's going to fill the bases full of White Sox with nobody out. Well, there are 78,000 fans in the seats today in Cleveland Municipal Stadium, but about 1 million butterflies, including amongst the players who committed 3 errors already in these first 3 innings. Here's the pitch to Luke Appling. Cleveland, by the way, is playing their infield back. 34 is a 31. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. That's G. Walker out there. Makes the catch. Let's check, roll, see how deep it's going to be. 4 is medium depth. 51 plus Knickerbocker's speed, which will bring it to 82. Subtract 29 for G. Walker's arm, not the best arm in center field, but 82 from 29. It was plenty deep to score the runner without a throw. The White Sox take a 1-0 lead. With 1 out, Mike Krivich steps in the box. Rolled into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. Here's the pitch from having 1-3 is a ball 4. Once again, loading the bases. And a lot of Having's trouble here in the 4th inning is self-inflicted. Merle Hogue will step in the box. Cleveland's infield will play back. Can Merle Hogue put a dime in the merry-go-round? Here's the pitch. 51, that's a 9 against the B pitcher. That is a base hit everybody's going to move forward 90 feet. That score is cool. White goes to third, Krivich to second. On the RBI single by Merle Hogue, it is 2-0 Chicago. Mike Tresh gets a chance to keep the merry-go-round going. Here's the pitch. 33, that's a 7. That's a hit. Runners will go, second and third will score. Wright scores. Krivich scores. 2 RBIs for Tresh. And Merle Hogue will go to third. First and third, only 1 out, and now 4-0 Chicago in the fourth. Still only 1 out. Cleveland's infield still playing back, hoping for the double play. Here's the pitch to Callaway. 55. That's an 8 against a B. And that is another hit. Hogue scores, and Tresh will go to third. 5-0 Chicago. And we've got to reduce Heving's pitching grade to C. And now only Jeff Heath stands between Jeff Heath and a lot of help from the dugout, the White Sox, and the championship of this American League tournament. Here's the pitch to Jeff Heath. 54 is a 32. It's a fly ball to right field, caught by Taffy Wright. And the Chicago White Sox win the American League tournament. They have the right to play the Chicago Cubs in an all-Chicago championship series. We'll be timeout. Barney Olson would be brought in to pinch hit for the Cubs. Jacob Moody is working in the bullpen to pitch in the 10th inning if that is necessary. All right, here's a pitch from Bill Swift. 33, that's going to be a hit column roll. 25 is a 2. That is going to be a triple along the right field line, a pinch triple, scoring Bobby Sturgeon and winning the championship for the Chicago Cubs. The fans are going crazy. The Cubbies score 3 in the ninth to take the championship game from the Brooklyn Dodgers, and that all-Chicago World Series is still a possibility. Almost ready for the first pitch of this best of 3 World Series, all Chicago. Who will win, the north side or the south side? Let's play ball. Stepping into the batter's box for the Chicago Cubs is Phil Cavarretta. 42 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls to begin the 41 World Series. Second baseman, Lou Stringer. .53 is a 18. That's going to test the shortstop, Luke Appling, who is filling column 2, and that's going to be an error on Luke Appling. And the Cubs have Cavarretta at second. Stringer is going to be at first on the E6. Nobody out, and here is Stan Hack. In the tournament, Hack is hitting .704, 19 for 27 with a triple and 2 doubles. Eddie Smith is wondering whether he wants to even pitch to this man. Here's the windup and the pitch. 53 is a 20 that will test the second baseman, Bill Knickerbocker, and he boots it. Bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. Holy cow, the Chicago White Sox committed 5 errors in the American League Championship game when they beat the Indians 10-6. They're starting the same way here today. It brings back Bill Swish Nicholson. The White Sox are playing their infield back. Here's the pitch. 1-1 roll, that's a 5. That's a bases clearing double by Bill Swish Nicholson. 3-run score. It is Chicago White Cubs 3, the White Sox nothing. Still nobody out. Babe Dahlgren will come to bat. 44, that's a 8 against a B. That's going to be a runner on second. 26 is the play result. Ground ball to Knickerbocker at second. This time he does make the play. 4-3 with Nicholson going to third. 1 out. White Sox will play the infield in for a little center fielder, Dendon D'Alessandro, 5'6". Here's the pitch to D'Alessandro, the infield in. 1-5 is an 8 with a runner on third. 32 is a fly ball to right field. Caught by Taffy Wright. We'll have to roll to see how deep it is. 4, it's medium depth. And which is 42. We add to the running speed of Bill Nicholson, which is only 6, so 48. And then the arm of Taffy Wright's 34. Makes it 14, which gives him a chance to score is 11 through 32, less than half a chance. He's not going to try it, and he's going to give McCullough a chance to bat. .53 is a 19, and that's going to test the third baseman, who is Cab Calloway. I believe I announced him as the second baseman. He is the third baseman. Fielding column 3, and it's going to be another error on the White Sox. E5, scoring another unearned run, and it's now Cubs 4, White Sox nothing, and the Chicago White Sox defense has killing him in the first inning. Bobby Sturgeon. 12 is a ground out to Bill Knickerbocker. That is the inning, but not until the Cubs score 4. We go to the bottom of the first, White Sox coming to bat. Okay, the first run that scored in the top of the first run was earned. The other 3 were unearned. Bill Knickerbocker will lead off for the White Sox. Here's the pitch from Bill Lee, 42. It's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. Joey Cool. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. There are 2 down. Here's the third hitter in the lineup, Taffy Wright, the right fielder. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll. 12 is going to be a triple for Taffy Wright. It's an opportunity for the Sox to get at least one of those runs back. Bill Lee will operate from the stretch. Infield will be back. Here's the pitch to Luke Appling. 1-2 is going to be a ball hit on the ground to second base. 4-3. We go to the top of the second. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. Pitcher Bill Lee will lead off the top of the second inning for the Chicago Cubs. 56 is going to be a pop out to the shorts. Nope, that's a Y modifier, so he is called out on strikes. 1 down. Top of the order, and Phil Cavaretta. 64 is a base on balls. And that's how he started the first inning that began the avalanche. Here is Lou Stringer, the second baseman. 36 is the roll. It's a 33 is a pop out to the third baseman, Cap Calloway. 2 down. And now Stan Hack, who reached by an error. 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. 12 is an 11. That's going to be a single, and the runner will go to third. 2 outs. Hackett first, Cavaretta's at third. Here is Swish Nicholson, who cleared the bases with a first inning double. 56 is a swing and a miss for Swish Nicholson. And we go to the bottom of the second. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. Center fielder Mike Krivich will lead off for the Southsiders. Here's the pitch. 62 is a fly ball to right field. Taffy Wright measures it and makes the catch. 1 away. Left fielder Merle Hogue steps in for the White Sox. 45 is a walk. B16 and stealing, that's not great. Here's Mike Trish. 62 is a fly ball to right field. Caught by Cavaretta, 2 outs. And now the third baseman, Cab Calloway. .35 is a 36 with the runner on first. Wild pitch, WP3 only. He is a double WP3, so that's a wild pitch. Hogue goes to second. 1 ball, no strikes. Cab Calloway will be intentionally walked. Pitch to the pitcher, Eddie Smith. 1-3 is a 23. That's going to be a ball. The catcher for the Cubs, McCullough, is vehemently arguing that call, and he is going to be ejected from the game. So timeout. Bob Sheffield will replace Clyde McCullough. He is going to be a -2 thrower and grade 6 catcher. .41 is a ground out to the second baseman, 4-3. We go to the top of the third. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. All right, Babe Dahlgren will lead off the third for the Cubs. I mentioned before, he's the man who replaced Lou Gehrig on May 2nd, 1939, when Gehrig could no longer continue. Here's the pitch to Dahlgren. 1-2 is a ground ball to Bill Knickerbocker at second base. Throw over to first, 1 away. Nicholas D'Alessandro. 25 is a fly ball to center field. 2 outs. And now the new catcher replacing McCullough, who was ejected. Bob Sheffield steps in the box. 46 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Merle Hogue. 3 up and 3 down for Eddie Smith here in the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Cubs 4, White Sox 0. White Sox will start at the top of the order, and Bill Knickerbocker. 63 is a fly ball to D'Alessandro in center field. He makes the catch, and Knickerbocker is retired for the first out, makes him 10 for 23 in the tournament. Joey Cool steps in the box. 45 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. White Sox need base runners, and they need to do something with the base runners. Here is Taffy Wright, the right fielder. And Taffy Wright came into this game hitting 389 in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Wright. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Cool's retired at second, 4-6. Wright is the base runner at first. Luke Appling. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, 1-3. And we go to the top of the fourth. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. Here's Bobby Sturgeon. 1-6 is a 28 ground ball to the shortstop. Bill Lee that steps in the box. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher in foul territory. Caught by Mike Tresh. It's 2 down. And Phil Cavaretta. Eddie Smith seems to have restored order after that disastrous first inning that included 3 errors. Here's the pitch to Cavaretta. 42 is a, oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Cavaretta draws his 3rd walk in the game. Lou Stringer. 62 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. Mike Krivich leads off for the White Sox in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hitting .353, he has a triple and 3 RBIs. 65 is a pop out to the catcher Sheffing, 1 away. Merle Hogue, former New York Yankee. He's been to the series before. 21 is a ground ball to third base. 2 outs. Play handled by Stan Hack, and Mike Tresh steps in, catcher for the White Sox. 65 is a pop out to the catcher, and we go to the top of the 5th. Cubs 4, White Sox nothing. 1941 All-Star pitcher Eddie Smith completes his warm-up tosses. He'll start the 5th inning pitching to Stan Hack, who is 20 for 28 in this tournament. 26 is a ground ball to the third baseman, Callaway. And Hack is retired, 5-3. Here is Bill Nicholson. He has doubled, drove in 3 runs, and struck out in this game. 1-2 is a ground ball to the second baseman, Bill Knickerbocker, over to Joey Cool at first base, and there's 2 outs. Babe Dahlgren. 51 is a base hit for Dahlgren. 2-out single, and Nicholas D'Alessandro, the center fielder, steps in the box. Brings that bat from the left side. 1-1 roll. That's going to be a hit column roll. 1-4 is a 6. That's a double, and Dahlgren will score from first base if he's a fast runner. I don't think he is. Nope, he's not, so he does not score. He holds it third. Second and third, 2 outs to Bob Sheffing. Here's a pitch to Sheffing. 62 is a swing and a miss. An important strikeout for Eddie Smith. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Chicago Cubs 4, the White Sox 0. Bill Lee of the Chicago Cubs came into the tournament having pitched 5 innings and given up 3 runs and was 0-1, so 5.40 ERA, but he's been given a gift here in Game 1, and he's doing all he can to maximize holding the Cubs offense to no runs. Kent Callaway, Eddie Smith, and Bill Knickerbocker are scheduled to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Callaway. That's going to be a hit column roll. 36 is a double for Cab Callaway. White Sox are going to elect to stay with Eddie Miller, who actually hasn't pitched badly. He's only given up 1 earned run. He's going to try to sacrifice the runner to the third. There's no outs. 1-4 is a 30. That's going to be a successful sacrifice. 5-3 with Callaway going to third base, where he'll be with 1 out. Bill Knickerbocker, who's having a great tournament, came into the game at .476 with 2 homers and 2 doubles. Try to get this first run home for the Cubs, for the White Sox. Cubs will play the infield back. Here's the pitch to Knickerbocker. 1-1 roll is hit column. 54 is a double for Bill Knickerbocker, scoring Cab Calloway. You can put it on the board, yes. It's now Cubs 4 and the Sox 1. Here is Joey Cool. One down. Here's the pitch to Cool. 22 is an 8 against a grade C. That's going to be a single. And the runner goes to second base. Or should be on second. Runner should be on second. Let's see, the single, and the runner goes to okay, he's going to score the White Sox second run, and they have cut the lead in half. It is now Cubs 4, Sox 2. Taffy Wright comes to bat. Still only one out. Here's the pitch from Bill Lee. 31 is a 9 against a C with a runner on first. I think that's an out. Fly ball to right field, 2 away. Let's roll, see how deep it is, see if the runner can move up. It is deep. That will be a depth of 45, and right is speed is 17, 50, 62. Subtract the arm of Cavaretta. 31. It's going to be worth a try. 31 is safe 11 through 61. 16, so he's easily moved to second. So Joe Cool's at second with 2 outs, and the shortstop, future Hall of Famer Luke Appling, at the plate. Here's Lee's pitch to Luke Appling. 34 is going to be a fly ball to center field, caught by Dim Dom D'Alessandro for the 3rd out. But not until the White Sox score 2. We go to the top of the 6th inning, the Cubs 4 and the White Sox 2. Bobby Sturgeon is set the lead off for the Cubs. Pitch to Sturgeon. 26 is a ground ball to third base for the 1st out. Pitcher Bill Lee. 65 is a pop up to the catcher Mike Tresh. Phil Cavaretta. 34 is a fly out to Mike Krivich in center field. 3 up and 3 down for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 6th, Cubs 4, White Sox 2. Beginning to say the Chicago White Sox have weathered the storm of committing 3 errors in the 1st inning pretty well. They still have more work to do. They're still down by 2. Bill Lee will pitch to Mike Krivich, Merle Hogue, and Mike Tresh. 35 is a 40 foul ball. Strike 1 to the center fielder Krivich. 21 is a ground ball to third base, fielded there by Stan Heck. Throws over to Babe Dahlgren, and there's 1 down. Merle Hogue. 51 is a 9 against the C. That's going to be a pop out to the second baseman, Lou Stringer, 2 away. And now the catcher, Mike Tresh. Father of future major leaguer Tom Tresh, who played with the New York Yankees. 33, that's going to be a single for the catcher, Mike Tresh. R26 speed, probably not going here, is Cab Calloway, the third baseman. Roll is a 45, that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. He has a Z modifier. Bill Lee pitches. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. He got a good pitch to hit and didn't miss it. 23 is going to be a double. Fast runner scores. Trash is not fast. He is the catcher. And it'll be second and third. That's Callaway's second double of the game. Pitchers due to bat, timeout. Chicago White Sox would love to continue with Eddie Smith, but they've got the tying run in second. So they're going to go to a pinch hitter, Moose Solters. Ted Lyons is in the bullpen warming up to pitch the seventh inning. Here is the pitch to Moose Solters. 63 is a fly ball to center field and caught by Nicholas D'Alessandro for the third out. We go to the top of the seventh inning. Chicago Cubs 4, Southsiders 2. 41-year-old veteran Ted Lyons will come on to pitch the seventh inning for the White Sox. He'll be facing Lou Stringer, Stan Heck, and Bill Nicholson. Here's the pitch to Stringer. 63 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Mike Krivich. One man retired. Stan Heck. 51 is a base hit for Stan Heck. He is 2 for 3. And he continues his torrid hitting. He'll be at first with one out. Is an F26 stealing. Okay. Ted Lyons is a +1 move to first. Trash is a +3, so it'll be 4 F22 stealing. And that's a chance to steal successfully is 11 through 44. Hard hitting. Bill Nicholson's at the plate. It's 1 for 3 with a 3-run double. Nicholson has 7 RBIs in this tournament. I think he's going to hold. Here's the pitch to Bill Nicholson. 61 is a 40. That is going to be a ball hit to the first baseman, Joey Cool, who is fielding column one, but there's a ball there, so it's not hit. It's ball one. Here's the pitch to Nicholson, ball one count. 61 is the same thing, ball two. 45 is a 2 more balls. He already had 2 balls on his count, so that's a walk. First and second, 1 out. First baseman, Babe Dahlgren. 56 is a pop out to the third baseman, Cab Calloway, and that's 2 outs. Nicholas D'Alessandro trying to add to the Cubs lead. 1-2 is going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Luke Appling, over to first. Cubs were retired in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 4-2, Cubs. Okay, Bill Lee is 3 batters away from his point of weakness. Then he has to have a couple bad things to happen before his grade goes down. He'll be pitching to the top of the White Sox order. Pujols will be sending out Phil Cavaretto, Bill Knickerbocker, Joey Cool, and Taffy Wright. Here's the pitch to Knickerbocker. 46 is a ground ball back to Bill Lee. Throw over to first, and Knickerbocker is retired, 1 out. And here is Joey Cool. Cool is 1 for 2 with an RBI today. 35 is going to be a base on balls. Second walk collected by Cool. E31 stealing. Appling. Luke Appling is 0 for 3 today. Came into the game hitting .278 for the tournament with 2 doubles. 25 is a 8 against a C pitcher. That's a single, and Cool will score. It is 4-3 Cubs now. That's the first mark on Lee after surpassing the point of weakness. Mike Krivich is the batter. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, 6-3. We go to the top of the 8th. It's now the Cubs 4, Pujols 3. Ted Lyons remains out there for the White Sox, and he'll be pitching to the bottom of the Cubs order, Bob Sheffing, who replaced Clyde McCullough, and Bobby Sturgeon, and then the pitcher spot might be a pinch hitter. Here's the pitch to Bob Sheffing. 23 is a 26. That's going to be a ground out to Bill Knickerbocker at second base. Here's the shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. 6-6 roll, that's hit column. 64 is going to be a double for Bobby Sturgeon. He'll be in scoring position for a pitch hitter. The pitch hitter will be Charlie Gilbert. Jacob Moody, spelled M-O-O-T-Y, is warming up in the bullpen. Here's the pitch to Charlie Gilbert. And that is a 23, excuse me. 23 is the roll. 26 is a ground out to Knickerbocker at second. Sturgeon will go to third. And there are 2 outs. Top of the order, Phil Cavarretta. Here's the pitch from Ted Lyons. 6-6 roll, that's hit column. And that will get the run home. 52 is going to be a base hit for Phil Cavarretta. Big insurance run for the Cubs. 5-3. And Lou Stringer. Stringer is 0 for 4 in today's game, comes in hitting .241 in the tournament. 56 is a 34. It's going to be a pop out to Joey Cool at first base. But the Cubs tack on 1. It is Cubs 5, White Sox 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. All right, Jacob Moody is on the mound for the Cubs. He is a grade B pitcher. He's got 2 letter grades there. We only intend to use him for 1 inning, so we can use his relief role. If he was in long relief, I would go with a C rating, but he would be in short relief. And he has no modifiers. Here's the pitch to Merle Hogue. It's the 32 is the roll. That's going to be a ground ball hit toward second base. It is fielded by Lou Stringer, 1 away. The catcher, Mike Trish. 1 for 3 in today's game. 6-6 roll, that's going to be a double for Mike Trish. And now he's 2 for 4. And in scoring position, we'll get the tie and run to the plate. And here is Cab Calloway, who doubled in the 5th, doubled in the 6th, and walked in the 2nd. Here's the pitch to Calloway. 1-1 roll, that's going to be hit column. 54, that's going to be a double scoring the runner. Trish scores, and it is 5-4, makes that insurance run in the top of the 8th huge, but the White Sox are still at work. The pitcher's due to bat, timeout. Hitting for Chicago is Dario Lodigiani. He will hit for the pitcher Lyons. Johnny Humphreys is warming in the bullpen. He'll come out and pitch the 9th for the White Sox. We have Callaway at second, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Lodigiani. 1-6 is a 28. That is a ground out to the shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. Callaway will go to third, and there are 2 outs. Bill Knickerbocker is the batter. Jacob Moody winds. Here's the pitch to Knickerbocker. 23 is going to be a ball hit on the ground to third base, fielded by Stan Heck, over to Babe Dahlgren, and the side is retired. But the White Sox score 1. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Chicago Cubs 5 and the White Sox 4. All right, smiling Stan Heck will lead off for the Cubs in the 9th inning. Some say he has more friends than Leo Durocher has enemies. He had his best 2 years in 1940 and 41, where he hit .317. Here's the pitch for the new pitcher from the White Sox, Johnny Humphreys. a grade B pitcher with a Z modifier. 26 is a ground ball to the third baseman, Cab Calloway, 5-3, 1 out. Here is Bill Swish Nicholson. 22 has a base hit for Nicholson. Hack is not a threat to steal, but, Nicholson is not a threat to steal, F14 rating. Babe Dahlgren steps in to hit for the Cubs. 23 is a 26. It's going to be a fielder's choice. 4-6. Nicholson's retired at second, and now Dahlgren's the runner. Nicholas D'Alessandro. 56 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. 1-3. The Cubs are retired in the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Cubs 5, Southsiders 4. Cubs will reach into the bullpen and call upon John Albert Beartracks Schmitz. He's a grade A pitcher with the X and W modifiers. And he and the bottom of the ninth will have to deal with the middle of the White Sox order: Joey Cool, Taffy Wright, Luke Appling. Here's the pitch to Joey Cool, who is 1 for 2 in the game with 2 walks. 63 is a fly ball to Dimdon D'Alessandro in center field. Makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Taffy Wright. Wright is 1 for 4, tripled in the first inning, but was stranded at third. 25 is the roll. That's going to be a 8 against an A. That's also fly out to D'Alessandro in center. That's 2 away. And the last chance for the Chicago White Sox here in World Series Game 1 is Luke Appling. Here is the pitch to Luke Appling. 21 is going to be a ground ball to third base. Stan Hack is up with it across the diamond, and the Chicago Cubs win a hard-fought Game 1 in the 1941 World Series. The final score, 5-4. We'll be back with a wrap-up. I remember at the start of the 2015 World Series between the Kansas City Royals and the New York Mets in Kansas City, they gave out player introductions, and one of the Mets players failed to go to the sideline at the player introductions. That was Yoenis Cespedes, the center fielder. For some reason, he wasn't ready to go out on the field when they introduced the players, as everybody else was. And then the first batter, Alcides Escobar, stepped in the box and hit a drive to center field toward Cespedes, a ball that may have been playable. It turned out to be a inside the park home run to begin the 2015 World Series, and I think it was all because one player was not ready to start. Well, the White Sox today in the 1941 series, the infield committed 3 errors in the first inning, possibly not ready to play a game of this magnitude, and that propelled the Cubs to victory here today. The Cubs were the visitors. They scored 5 runs on 7 hits. They committed no errors. The White Sox scored 4 runs on 9 hits, and they committed 3 errors. The winning pitcher was Jacob Moody, who was on in the 8th inning when they scored that insurance run. And Al Schmitz gets the save. The losing pitcher was Ted Lyons. Stars of today's game were Bill Nicholson with a 3-run double in the first inning, and Stan Hick, who continued his hot hitting, going 2 for 5 in today's game, makes him 21 for 32. That's well over 600 for the tournament. So Bill Nicholson, Stan Hick, stars of Game 1 today. Hope you enjoyed this World Series Game 1. We'll be back tomorrow from the South Side, White Sox Park, and bring to you Game 2 of the 1941 World Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. Good day, and God bless.